Welcome to the Flying P podcast, Flyers podcast by fans for fans. Today is Sunday, January 12th. My name is not Shane, but actually John.
My name might be Shane, and let's drop the puck.
I like how you always successfully say, let's drop the puck, and I never do.
Well, I don't drop things other than the puck.
You have to drop the puck. You can't not drop the puck.
What if? Why else would there be a puck if not to drop it?
I don't know, let's ask Niskanen.
Niskanen, if a puck's in the air and you're trying to grab it, do you think that you should swat at it into the player and then, or maybe, grab it and drop it elsewhere?
Swat it anywhere but the opposing player.
Anyway, we will get into that. First and foremost, the most important thing to cover in this entire episode is, John, how are you doing?
I am actually pretty fantastic. I was pretty drunk last episode, but we got through it, and I feel like I talked my ass off. So maybe I won't be as talkative this time.
You sound more here. It's hello. It's nice to speak to you again.
Yeah, I was just angry. I was angry about that whole circumstance of losing game. I mean, we're still losing games, but
yeah, not much has changed.
I mean, just that one win over the Capitals kind of helped me a little bit.
I mean, it helped me too. And we didn't get absolutely wrecked by the Lightning, who got their 10th win in a row against us. Man, they really. We knew it was only a matter of time for the Lightning to be way too good to suck. So I mean, this is a testament to them waking up.
They're definitely one of the better teams this year. So, but I mean, we beat the Capitals, right? So
we did. So let's do some housekeeping here. Let's go over the scores for all the games. We had a short week, only 3 games. The Flyers and Hurricanes to end the road trip. This was a tough one. Flyers' first period woes continued in this. But I mean, we scored 2 goals. They scored 2 goals. We ended up losing this game in overtime, 4-5, which is just a shame. We lost in the shot department, 21-33. Of course, we win in faceoffs, 52-49. 0 for 2 on the power play. They're 0 for 1. We out hit them, 27-18. This was a back and forth game where we started really well, and then they completely took over, scoring 4 straight goals.
it was honestly um, a really fun game to watch. There was a lot of scoring. It was a high scoring game, 9 goals total. So we lost in overtime, which really sucked. But
right. Well, we get points, and then we end that road trip 1-4-1.
yeah,
Letting in 5+ goals in 5 out of the 6 games.
and it was an away game, so we had to lose it. There was like no other option. It's just like the rule of the Flyers now.
It is the rule of the Flyers now. We'll get into a little bit of that later. Then we're coming home. We're facing the league leading Capitals. And wow, this was actually a surprise. We won this game 3-2. Travis Konechny got off on a hot start, scoring early in this game, and Kevin Hayes had a short-handed game-winning goal. Fucking hazy hands over.
Yeah, it looked fantastic too.
Whew, that was nice.
It
That
felt
was a
good to
lot of
watch that
fun.
one.
I mean, I saw him get that, and I was like, oh, here we go again. Kevin Hayes is going to do every part of the play perfectly correct and just not score, because that's what he does. And no, he buried it. So shots were pretty even, as you would expect. 28-27 Capitals. Here's what really surprised me. Like, I know we normally win in the faceoff percentage, and it's a weird stat, but like when you see 71% to 29%, that is a next level faceoff stat. I mean,
this may have actually really helped us too, because like
yeah,
all of that defensive zone control, making sure that the Capitals very rarely or very infrequently have the puck off of the face-off in our defensive zone. That's a very good tactic to keep up.
Oh, absolutely. And coming home, our penalty kill just decided to be like, hey, I know what I'm doing. The Capitals were 0 for 5. We were 0 for 2. So this was I don't know. We come home, we look we look like we used to look. This was great. I want more games like this.
Yeah, I like games where we beat the Capitals.
Me too.
Just
They're
the whole,
fun.
I was in Virginia at the time too during this game. I was watching it at the bar, and I'm sitting there, the only guy in the Flyers hat, surrounded by Capitals fans, and I'm like, I'm
Uh,
gonna get beat up, but I
that's a lot
didn't.
of fun. That's good. I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah.
So moving right along, we then are hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning, who were on a 9-game winning streak. And unfortunately, they made that a 10-game winning streak. We lost this one 1-0. And boy, that's a tough one, but it's just 1-0. I mean, you can't win if you don't score. Carter Hart only let in one goal, and I would argue that one really wasn't his fault. It was more of a bad play on Niskanen slash unfortunate puck placement.
Yeah, you
Um,
you had some pretty strong feelings going into this about Niski there.
yeah, I guess I get it. He probably lost the puck in the lights or whatever.
Well, we had one major difference that is not frequent for us. The
Yeah,
Lightning,
this.
their face-off percentage is much higher than ours.
Yeah, and they outshot us. But our PK stepped up again. Over 4 they were, but we were over 3. So
Yeah, penalty kill seems
there's,
to be doing a lot better.
I
It's
mean,
not helping the
not
5-on-5, and it's not helping soft goals not go in. But
well, they were perfect. They were perfect in those 2 games, in our
hmm
2 home games. The opposing teams went 0 for 9.
I mean,
Wow.
it was perfect in the Hurricanes game too. We didn't let any power play shots in or goals in either.
That's true. Probably should have counted that as well. Make that 0 for 11.
So yeah, so the PK has been stepping up. Obviously we have a lot of other issues to deal with, but we're not so far down the charts as to be terrified yet.
Right, but there are a couple key issues with this team that I think that we can probably dive into. Like this is kind of a Flyers are kind of two-faced right now.
Yeah.
On one hand, when we are home, we see a bright future in which this team looks like they have for most of the year. Um, I want more of that Flyers. But when we go away, we look like old Flyers. We look like 11, 12 game losing streak Dave Hackstall Flyers.
Like 17, 18 Flyers, yeah.
And that's very concerning. The infrequency in play between home and away. I'm not expecting them to be as good away as they are home, but like they just need to be a halfway decent team. They need to win half of their games away, and then we're looking at a much different picture in the standing. And because of this road trip, them not being able to only getting 3 points, I think, and it was a road trip that they really should have won. I mean, there were 2 teams that I thought that could go either way. Vegas and Arizona. We talked about this last week. They played Vegas really good. It's just there were other games that they should have won that they didn't, and because of that, they're really paying in the standings now. It's really tight. I don't know if you've looked recently.
No, I have. And are you talking conference side? Are you talking division side? How are we talking?
I, I'm talking just the Eastern Conference, like the wild card. We are tied with Columbus with 52 points. Right behind us is Florida with 51.
Yeah.
And the Carolina, the Islanders, Pittsburgh, they're all starting to push away a little bit.
Well, if we did well on this road trip, we would still be there. We would still be fighting for that wild card spot, spot a little harder. We might even actually have edged out the Islanders, I think.
I think so too. But that's okay. Again, we are 4 points away. We're 2 games behind Carolina. We're three and 4 games behind the Islanders and Pittsburgh. That's not unheard of.
Well, we still have the wild card. We have the second wild card. So
Yeah, but now it's like,
that's not where we want to be, but we do have it.
no, we want to be really comfortable. Also, I'd like to apologize if you guys hear my cat. She's relentless and a Flyers fan, so it's okay. She's a Flyers fan because I'm a Flyers fan.
Is that me?
Yeah, yeah, you know it.
Yeah, she's a loud one sometimes.
She loud. She just kind of looks at me and yells at the top of her lungs for a while until I pet her.
Yeah, it sounds like what my daughter does. Just pick me up or I'm gonna scream at you.
Yeah, it's a foolproof. Uh, it works every time. Also, our goal differential is now only +3. And this is something I really wanted to bring up. If you look at the top 3 teams in the Metro and the Atlantic, let's just Washington, Pittsburgh Islanders for the Metro, Boston, Tampa, Toronto for the Atlantic. Let's go. I'm gonna go through the goal differential. Ready? Washington +26, Pittsburgh +31, Islanders +11, Boston +35. Tampa is now +34, 10-game win streak. Insane. Toronto +17, Carolina +27. What do you think we are, John? You probably already know, but give me a guess.
Well, you said it right before you started listing them off, so I know it. It's +3.
Yeah, forgot about that. There's a lot of numbers involved there. We're only +3 now. Uh, yeah, there's I have a lot of concerns here. I mean, the away the away record is concerning. Our power play is very concerning because I feel like that might be the difference from on those away games. We get some power play goals. I mean, some of those games go our way.
Well, our big issue, I've been saying it since the start of the season, is scoring. Now, I know AV has kind of a shoot the puck no matter what kind of mind frame, and that's fine because, like Gretzky and Michael Scott said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I
What a
mean Gretzky,
wise
but actually
Michael
Michael
Scott.
Scott, right? It's a
Yeah,
great Michael Scott quote.
yeah, I think so. I think maybe one of his.
Anyway, the point I was getting at is it seems like a lot of, or at least like, all right, the majority of these shots are going straight into the logo of the goalie.
Yep, yep. So that tells me that the Flyers are either. I think it just tells me that they're not generating traffic in front of the goaltender. Then.
There's either A, no traffic, um, poor positioning, so there's no one for them to pass to do like a cross crease pass and have a shot on the opposite side of the goalie, or the goalie's already set up and ready, and they're just whipping shots at him like it's practice.
Yeah, and this is weird though because AV has come in, and there's no denying that we're better. Right? We are a much better team than we were last year. I think we work together better, but a lot of our star players are kind of struggling. Yeah, I think Warcheck's about where we expected him to be, 34 points in 45 games. But Coots, G, I expected more from both those guys. JVR, I expected more from. I especially JVR. We'll get into some. Actually, why don't you lead us off on JVR, John?
You know I have some funny feelings about JVR recently. So I've been having a lot of issues with JVR simply because he does not seem to be consistent enough to maintain the money we're putting out for him. Now, honestly, or obviously, that's a contract, so it doesn't really matter. In the end, he's getting paid what he's getting paid. We don't have any say about that, right? And especially as fans, it makes no difference to us because we're not paying the money and they make the decisions, not us. But so since October 4th to October 21st, that was a 7 game streak without any points from JVR.
No, no points.
Not a single point, not even an assist.
Okay.
And then from November 10th to November 25th, that was 8 straight games without a single point. Then following that, December 28th, to the 7th of this month. That was 6 straight games without a point.
And you can
And
add
that's
two more games to
add
that.
2 more games to that. So JVR is not putting up any points. He was.
Also,
We expected points for like JVR. We just sit there. Yeah, he's fine. He'll sit in front of the net. He'll tip some shots in. Like it'll be great. But he's not doing anything.
yeah, it's not coming for him at all. And I even watching, we always rewatch the highlights of the games before we do this, but he has a couple opportunities to do that little step around that he does in front of the net, but he's not elevating the puck. Like he's having a lot of issues getting that puck elevated this year. I wonder why.
Isn't that a the joke people make about Gretzky that he never elevated the puck? He always shot flat on the ice.
I mean, it worked for him.
Yeah, it was Gretzky, so you can't really make fun of that. But it's still kind of like a Gretzky joke. Didn't elevate the puck ever. I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's him.
I don't. I've never heard that, but I'm also not too.
I heard it somewhere. I don't know if it's true. I never actually looked. And I don't actually care either because it's Gretzky. Like,
So have you looked at our lines recently?
uh, not since like 2 days ago.
It's tough. It's tough. I don't like them. Um, yeah, there's, at the beginning of the year, we said that the success of this team is going to be largely how much these rookies step up. But we got a lot of guys struggling right now. Farabee's struggling. He's really feeling the heat, I think. Um, we have Obey Kubel on the second line, and, not that he has sucked. It's just second line really isn't where he should be.
Yeah, but
Uh,
there's nowhere no one else to put him there or to
I
put there.
know. I know our top six is no one has been able to step up in that spot.
No
Like right
one,
now,
yeah, no one can take Oscar's spot so far.
line one we have G Coots Konechny, like the line, no complaints. Line two is JVR Hayes and Obey Kubel. And I mean Hayes has been good. I think Hayes has been good this year.
I've had very little issue with Hayes. Every once in a while, he had that little spurt in like late November to early December where he was, yeah, he kind of had that dry spell, but he
Right.
stepped up and he fixed it.
Yeah. He's consistent. He's not scoring a lot, but he's scoring at a consistent pace. That's all I care about. But he's kind of bogged down right now. He has JVR, which I thought that they worked really well together in the preseason, but he's not getting anything done. Um, and then we have Pitlick, Raffle, and Voracek, and Voracek's kind of Pitlick's good. He's been good all year. Raffle has also been consistent. It's just I don't know. These lines don't scare me. You know what I'm saying? Our fourth line is Lawton, Farabee, and God, I can't. I forget how
Kasha,
to pronounce Kasha. There we go. I'll
yeah,
get it eventually.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
the brother to one of the Anaheim players, another Kasha.
Yeah. So, and we probably should have mentioned this first, but both Justin Braun and Joe Spare are out, leading to Marty Friedman and Kasha, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I did it right. Kasha being called up.
Yeah, so both of them are injured. Both of them will be out until probably after the All Star break because they're going to take that time to relax them.
There's
I'm
no
okay with
reason.
Ghost being out right now.
Yeah, there's no reason to rush him back.
Um, I, I'm interested in hearing if they're actually going to trade him. They're not going to be able to showcase him, obviously, because he's injured, right? So he's not going to be put on that top power play. Not going to be getting top defensive minutes. So they're not going to be able to showcase him at all. Um, which, in all honesty, is fine. I don't
He's
care.
looked. I think he's looked good though. Like the points, I feel like he's not been he's hit the post. He's shooting accurately again. I think, or more accurately than he has been.
Shooting accurately and putting up the amount of points he's been previously putting up is completely different, though. He's not the same player as he was even last season. There's
Yeah,
something going
but
on with him too.
we can also look and say, well, we also thought Sanheim was going to be taking a step up, and although we've been hearing his name a lot lately, because of the injuries, Uh, yeah, I don't think he's exactly where I thought he would be this year as well. So yeah, I think other than Provorov, Niskanen, and I'll still say Myers because he's a rookie. The rest of the guys have kind of been meh.
Yeah, well, Phil Myers, he was doing pretty well as far as shots are concerned. He was taking a lot of shots in that Tampa Bay game.
Yeah, I mean we definitely need it.
He was
So how do
5 shots, 5 hits.
5 shots, 5 hits?
Five
That's how you
shots,
play a
5 hits.
game.
Yeah, our
You,
highest forward behind that is Joel Farabee at 3 shots. So
wow.
it was a pretty even spread. Konechny, Raffle, Hayes, Couturier, JVR, Giroux took a shot. Voracek took two. So there's a lot of shots going on. Knack didn't take any shots. Kasha didn't take any shots. Hitlick didn't take any shots. That's surprising.
Yeah, he's kind of been pretty good at that.
He's been one of my favorite bottom six players
Yeah,
season.
I mean, again, I'll said it before. I'll say it again. Gosh darn it! Everybody the Flyers have bought in this year have made an impact on the team. They were all good pickups. They've all contributed in getting this team to be better.
Yeah, I'm not really. Yeah, I don't have anyone to shit on per se. Uh, Braun's been a little slow, but defensively he's fine.
Yeah, and
We didn't get him with the expectation of him putting up points. So
no, not not at all. So how do we what do we do? What do you think the fix for this team is?
I think they need to take more accurate shots and maybe set up new plays. It seems like a lot of our breakaways end up with a change, a line change, and
Mhm.
it ends up being maybe uh one player breakaway, or you get two or three in there, but there's no pass that, or there's a pass that gets broken up and they have to circle back or dump the puck. And I think the dump the puck is the biggest issue for me. Tired of seeing that puck get dumped. Move through the offensive zone, move through the neutral zone into the offensive zone, carry the puck with you. That's what Voracek was really good at. Like that's
Yeah,
Voracek's thing.
I have no issues dumping the puck. It's just you need to get to that puck. We're not getting to that puck anymore.
You can't set up the play if you don't get to the puck, and these teams seem to just be shutting down that dump the puck play. So they need to change something. I mean, if it's
Yeah,
not working,
their entry to the zone has been struggling, especially on the power play. Like they really struggle with really aggressive penalty killers. If you just step up on them on the line, then they just get in clean. They make bad decisions.
yeah. And we don't have an enforcer role really. We're not playing Stewart, and he's the only quote unquote
That,
enforcer anyway.
that's
So
fine. It's okay. We don't need to play Stewart.
no, yeah, no, I'm fine not playing Stewart. But what I mean is we don't really have any big hitting guys, you know. And I know that's I'm not going to be that guy who's like, oh, we got to go back to the 70s when everyone just murdered each other. Like, I'm fine with that. But we need some hitting. There has to be some protection, right? And we do hit. We hit plenty.
Yeah, I mean
But
Haig
there's
is a hit.
yeah, but there's no like push the others off the puck. It's kind of like everyone's trying to dance around each other.
Yeah, we don't have that energy guy, maybe that firecracker.
Yeah. Yeah, where's
Also,
Carcillo when you
which
need him?
well, he kind of hates hockey at the moment.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, I would recommend if you ever want to learn a little bit more about what hockey is like behind the scenes or growing up and getting in the minor leagues. Maybe we'll definitely post that video. We'll put a link on it because it was a great listen. I
Yeah,
think.
it's a really big eye opener too. Dan Carcillo
Yeah.
talking about that stuff and how these players have to deal with moving up to the NHL.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's disgusting. A lot of it is. Yeah, it was a tough interview for him to do, but he's been very vocal on that. I think I talking out of my ass right now, but didn't one of his buddies die due concussion related things?
I believe it was suicide.
So it was yeah, right because of that. Yeah, so that's been a real eye opener for him.
Yeah, this
And
is probably old news, but for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's kind of heart wrenching when you think about it.
uh,
And so Dan Carcillo has been a very uh, vocal proponent of reducing the chances of concussion-related illness.
Yeah, man, that CTE is no joke. So I think ultimately, I think it just comes down to I think we need another person. I think we really do. I think that we need another top six forward.
We have to have. I mean, we lost one, so we need some either someone to step up or we gotta buy one.
We're not even playing Voracek in a top six role right now because it's just
It's painful, We have these injuries, but it's part of the game, so we have to figure it out. And someone's got to get traded. There has to be a move because we only have 500,000 in cap space, so we can't just pick someone up.
yeah. I don't even know what moves there are to make because we're so backed up on this salary. Like there's been reports all year about how Calgary is not happy with Johnny Hockey over there, and like, man, this would be the perfect time to swoop in and take him, but we don't have the cap space to even finagle that.
Yeah, with only 500,000 in cap space, we're gonna struggle. I think the biggest target was Shingasa's spare, and so his what's his average salary? His cap hits 4,500,000.
4
So
mil.
4,500,000. You're not gonna get Johnny Hockey for less than 7. It's just not gonna happen. So you need to make up the rest of that with another player. And I know we have players on LTIR, but it's LTIR. It's not that player is gone. So we expect Patrick to come back. We expect Oscar to come back at some point.
Yeah, I haven't heard any update on Nolan Patrick in a while.
Yeah, neither have I. I'm pretty sure he's just on long-term injured reserve now, and that's that. I mean, obviously, Oscar's going to be out for a while, and
Yeah, there's no
no one's
timetable.
complaining about that. He has to do what he has to do. But
No, but he was actually at the practice and at the game last night.
yeah, yeah, I saw that AV was talking about it. He said it was his favorite moment of the night was getting to see Oscar.
Yeah, apparently he's doing good. He's had a treatment or two. I don't remember if it was just one or two, but all signs are positives at the moment.
Yeah, he's going to be immunocompromised though. He can't be around a lot of that. He has to kind of stay away.
That's what he said. They said that they can't. There's no hugs, high fives, contact
Yeah,
per se.
especially after a super dirty hockey game.
Come here, buddy. Bring it
Yeah.
in. Bring it in.
So yeah, he's
In
fighting.
non
He's doing great. So it's good to hear.
Yeah, in non Flyers moves, we're in the middle of really good fantasy hockey matchup right now.
Yeah, well, you kind of forgot to set your lineup for
Yeah, I know.
one day, so I think you would have been well ahead of me if you didn't do that.
Yeah, I completely just forgot.
I mean, I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 injured players on that team.
See, like this is why it's so difficult playing against John because it's just excuses after excuses.
Dude, all right, here's my list: Klingberg, Gensel, Jack Hughes, Olofsson, Mantha, Tarasenko, Bjorkstrand, and Darcy Kemper are all injured.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know why he keeps complaining. It's a shame. It looked like Jack Hughes was starting to figure it out before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, as far as fantasy hockey is concerned, I don't really care. He can stay there.
He can say there.
Yeah, I just have him because it's a keeper league. Otherwise, I'm
Yeah,
not playing him.
I think he'll be good
He'll
eventually.
be good eventually, but he's not now.
So you came across this interesting graphic about points this decade.
Yeah, most points this decade. Now this is points as in total points, not goals, not assists specifically. So we have leading the most points this decade with Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane has had got to be like one of the most underrated. Everyone knows that Kane's good. He's just not talked about a lot, but like that's a lot of points. 802 points this decade,
Hmm.
and he's not really the most talked about person on this list.
Yeah, no, you mostly hear about the Crosbys and the um,
Ovechkins.
Ovechkins, the Austin Matthews, the McDavids, but they haven't
Right.
been in the league long enough to
Make this
put up
list.
these points. Yeah, I assume in another 10 years they'll be at the top of this list. But yeah, so following that is Crosby with 788 and Ovechkin with 780. And you could probably see where I'm going with this, but who can you guess is the next player on that list?
Uh oh. Um Let me think. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Steve Mason.
You're right. It is now Claude Giroux with 737 points.
Hell yeah.
Now, a lot of those are assists. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of those are assists.
Hey man, he's a playmaker. That's what he
But
does.
that's
You
what
gotta
he
get
does.
that
Yeah.
bread.
So he's beating out Stamkos. Stamkos is
Yeah.
at 719.
Stamkos has also had missed like he had a couple major injuries within that decade.
Yeah, well they all have. Giroux
That's
had
true.
those surgeries. He's missed time too. So
Uh, yeah, no, I think I mean look back, man. G spent this past decade dominating, you know. Definitely say he started to trickle down a little bit towards the end of it, but that's okay. This is proof in the pudding, man. G is right up there with those guys this decade.
yeah, he doesn't get talked about. You know, he's not as flashy. But
Yeah, well, he's not a superstar.
yeah,
Claude Giroux's not a superstar. He's an all-star. That's okay. Crosby, Ovechkin, Kane, I think they're superstars. You know, G's an all-star.
unfortunately,
Yeah, but you know, he's an all-star that didn't get the support he needed on a team. You know, it's a shame. It is, but his story is not over. His career is not over. Uh, Hopefully he'll pick it up this year.
we can hope, but it's looking kind of dark.
Yeah, we really need more people to step up on this team. I think I can speak for myself. I can only speak for myself, but uh, while they are afforded patience, I definitely expected more from Farabee and Frost. But that's okay because everybody transitions to the NHL at their own pace. I mean, we can sit here and be like, "Yeah, I feel like they should be better," but we can't even play hockey. So
Yeah, I'd run out of breath in probably the first 3 minutes. So.
I haven't even last a shift before I rethought my decision. You know.
Let alone NHL hockey, we'd just be annihilated. Like,
I'd get a concussion the second I step out on the ice.
just trip and fall and die.
I'd lose my hearing. It'd be done. It'd be over.
You don't have much of that in the first place.
That's for those of you who don't know. I'm hearing impaired. And I guess that's the politically correct term. I like to say deaf. It sounds more dramatic. I get more sympathy. But you know,
You get more sympathy. I
hey,
suppose you
I got
do.
to I gotta use what I get no sympathy for that. I guess that's my own fault though.
Do you know Ivan Provorov has more points this season than James Van Riemsdyk?
I did know that.
Yeah,
Uh,
24 points to JVR's 23.
wow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm looking at the points now. No, Provorov's been great this year. Kevin Hayes is 25. There's definitely like the top four people on the team are connecting Coots, Voracek, and G, and those who I expected the top four to be. And then there's a drop off after G. G's 31 points. Having Kevin Hayes with 25 points. Provorov. Yeah, then there's these next three: Kevin Hayes, Provorov, and JVR, who have mid 20s. And then after that, it's just kind of trickles down.
Yeah, it
So
drops off into the teens. Yeah, a lot of those are defensemen at that point, which is kind of where we expect them to be. But
yeah,
the weak ones there, Joel Farabee, Raffle, kind of expect him to be at 11 points. Lawton, I expect him where he's at.
yeah.
So
And Lawton's also he's been hurt twice this year.
it's
So I mean
true.
he's only played technically Lawton has 10 points in 25 games. That's pretty good for Lawton.
Hmm.
You know the rest of these guys are rocking around 45 games. So we have a pretty tough schedule coming up. Not fun at all. So
Hit me with it.
tomorrow we're playing the Bruins at 7 p.m.
Tomorrow the 13th.
Tomorrow the 13th. Yeah, I should probably specify. Thank you. Then we play the Blues the 15th at 8 p.m. So let's just first and foremost, Bruins Blues. Okay. Then we have another back to back, John. Aren't you just so excited about the back to back?
Yeah, we've got a lot of back-to-backs this season.
Yep, we're tied for the league lead in back to backs with Pittsburgh. We are playing Montreal the 16th at 7 p.m. And then the 18th, we are playing the Kings again at 7 p.m. So, Bruins are a monster, Blues are a monster. Montreal won their first game in a while, but we struggle with teams like that.
Yeah, I think
And we
Montreal
never play well against the Kings.
Montreal had a 10-game loss streak, I think.
It
They
just
just broke
snapped
it, right?
with Kovalchuk.
Yeah,
Insane
who'd
right
have fucking
there.
thought, right?
Did you see the goal though?
No, I didn't watch that.
Oh, dude, it was in overtime. He got the puck and just like it was a forward playing defense in overtime, and he just slowly skated up, kept skit handling, got his shot far post under the arm. Oh, no chance.
Hmm. Well,
No.
good for Kobe, I guess. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean the
He's
whole
looked
Kings
good. From
stuff.
what I've heard, he's looked good on Montreal. So,
I haven't seen. You would hope. I mean, he got kicked off of a team. That doesn't feel good.
I mean, they're all just giving him 1-year deals. They're just kind of like, yeah, we'll see if it works. We suck anyway. Let's try him.
I mean, his shot's still there. It's just the legs. The legs aren't what they used to be.
Isn't he like 40 something now?
He's old. What a weird dude. In news around the league, your boy Pecorines, we have another goaltender
Yeah,
goal, guys.
buddy. Yeah, Pecorine, the most recent goalie goal since 2013, Mike Smith.
Mike Smith, huh?
Yeah, so it's been a while. 7 years
Yeah,
since we had one. Uh, I'm glad
yeah.
Pekka got it because could likely be his last or second to last season. So
I wonder if Pekka will become a backup. Because they're definitely like guys like Miller. He's still in the league and he's still a backup.
yeah, I mean he could, but they don't have anyone to really replace. They have Saros, but Saros hasn't been playing very hot this season.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I know that Soros is supposed to be a pretty good prospect, but like, I don't know. I don't think he hasn't shown anything to me that says yes, I'm a starting goaltender.
Yeah, I was pretty high on him 2, 3 seasons ago for fantasy, and he just kind of slid downhill.
I mean, that team is also really weird. They just fired Laviolette
Yeah, they did just fire. Bye, Lavi.
I mean, hey, it's not like he didn't do good for them.
Yeah, yeah. Every team he goes to seems to get a Stanley Cup or close to a Stanley Cup. So
Well, I mean,
after our team,
he won one with the Hurricane,
yeah, he did.
and then he
So,
took us to the Cup, and then he took them not to the Cup, but real close
hmm
twice, right?
yeah, and got Nashville to the conference finals.
Yeah, I mean, he made them a powerhouse. They're not quite that anymore, but
You want to hear about a goalie I'm kind of interested in is the Rangers prospect Igor Shesterkin.
yeah.
Yeah, he's played 2 games for the Rangers recently because Lundy's getting old, and he's won each of them.
Yeah, here's the thing. Rangers don't suck nearly as much as everybody thinks.
They still suck though.
Oh yeah,
But
they still suck, but they don't suck. Like
yeah, they're not Devils. Detroit suck.
yeah, but like after Florida, they're at 46. Like they're only 10 points behind Carolina. That's not at this point, we're about halfway through the year now. You know,
I don't know. I'd say that kind of is bad, but yeah, they have Panarin, so that's good.
I
Uh,
mean, Panarin's been tearing it up.
yeah, that's pretty much it. They have Panarin. They
Yeah,
have
who do they
this
have?
young new goalie.
How many points do you think Panarin has? If you had to guess.
If I had to guess, I'd say
Yeah, don't Don't look up.
Don't
Just
look it
guess.
up. All right. 46.
All right. So now we're gonna compare. No, he has 62 points, John. He has
Wow.
24 goals, 38 assists in 44 games.
Okay, because I know Pasternak, he's like the highest goal scorer in the league right now, and he's
Yeah,
got 65 points.
yeah. So no, Panarin is killing it, and they have Strome with 41, and then D'Angelo with 36.
Oh yeah,
But
D'Angelo's been fantastic.
our top guy is 38.
Hmm.
Like we
Its
we
scoring
are
is our
missing.
issue.
Yeah, we're missing a guy like that, like Panarin. Ugh.
That's what G and Coots and Konechny were supposed to be able to produce, and they're not this season for some reason. I'm
Yeah,
really worried about Coots.
I'm
I
not
mean, he
really
was on the
worried.
second line for a while, which I know isn't really that big a deal because it was kind of like a 1A, 1B thing, right? But at the
It's
same
hard to
time,
be. It's hard to be worried about Coots when he's only 2 points behind Konechny.
yeah, but
Like
they
it's
should be higher in the first place.
the whole team should be high.
Yeah,
Our team is better, but our stars are doing worse. I don't know. That's a weird trend.
painful. Makes me sad.
So why don't we end this podcast on a fun note? Where you can now listen to us on pretty much most everything.
Yeah, Shane got us set up.
Yeah, I got us on Anchor, and Anchor then put us on Spotify, Google,
Apple. Hmm.
Apple. Yeah, we're on 7 platforms right now. We will be posting all of these links on our Facebook at facebook.com/flying P podcast.
Yep, we're not
And
only at Podbean anymore.
nope, but we do like Podbean.
Yep, so you can check us out there too. And
Yeah,
as always, you can email us, flyingppodcast@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook and all of these other additional sites.
super fun, John. Super fun. Well, hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out with us. We also hope that the Flyers get some wins. We like swooning over our team when we do these. It's not as fun when we have to like think about how to fix them.
Yeah, I need a game where I can put my daughter in her jersey and know they're gonna win.
Yeah, she needs happiness.
She needs that moment of my first hockey game in my little baby jersey, and they
It's
win. You know,
it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be really cute.
I'm pretty sure my first game was a loss. So,
Mine too.
so
With that,
with that, give the children some wins.
let her know we cannot. Pure joy of winning.
All right. Well, I'll see you, Shane. I'll see you, everyone.
All right, bye guys. Thanks for hanging out.